what is even happening with these elite bosses in BTE 6. Today we have an absolutely wild lich. I don't think that we've ever seen or ever had a boss with this much HP before. So for those of you that don't know, Ninja Q just put a 600% boss health on the elite lich. This is absolutely wild. I don't think I've ever seen a 600% modifier on anything. So I did the maths a little bit on this thing, and if my math is correct, this thing has easily over 150 million HP counting the lich souls, which is absolutely bonkers. I mean, this is even more HP than Bloonarius with some modifiers that we had a while back, because I think Bloonarius was at like 120 million, and now keep in mind this is lich, so lich is a little bit faster than Bloonarius and honestly a little bit more annoying. So what is the strategy? Well, today we have to try hard, guys. There's no other way around it. I usually, don't try hard in these boss events, but today we absolutely have to do it. So let me just get this thing started with, they gave us a little bit of extra cash, by the way, which is really nice. So we started with Ben. We're going to be buying just a couple of 200 farms, and you guys know the drill afterwards. And then eventually the idea is to just spam as many marketplaces as possible, and then I don't know, we're gonna see how much money we make, but I really need, we really need to make a lot of money before the tier 1, because I don't even know what the defense is supposed to look like, because this thing is gonna have like tens of thousands of HP. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep farming, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 1. Alright, so the tier 1 boss is about to appear. We have a 104 alchemist, a favorite trades, both 8 marketplaces, and then you know what, I'm just gonna hit start just because I want to see how much HP this thing has in the first place. So let's just check this out. 180,000? That is exactly, I think that's how much HP like the tier 2 has. Let's try a different approach. Let's try the mobile limb, because we have a little bit of cooldown reduction going with this event. It's at 70%. So let's see if this thing is gonna do anything. So let's sell a bunch of the, I think I'm just gonna sell all the farms, honestly. Let's buy the mobile limb, and then what else do we get? I mean, the mobile limb is doing a little bit of damage, right? It's kind of scratching it, but it's doing a little bit of damage. So maybe this thing is gonna work in combination with what? With maybe like 2 spike storms. Do we even have the money for 2 spike storms? I think we barely do. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. I mean, this is absolutely insane. I have no words about this. And then I don't know, guys. We're gonna need to try hard as much as possible with the farming, because this is not looking good. We're straight up defending a tier 2 boss in tier 1. I've never seen this before. Alright, I mean, it's round 45, and the boss is about halfway there. I just keep using these abilities, and we are going to have the money for the Minneapolis, so we're going to start with the Minneapolis, and then we're going to see what we do. So, as soon as we make $5,000, I'm just going to buy this thing, and then we're going to go into what? Like the small farms? Is it BRF time, like straight up, or are we buying small marketplaces? I think we're buying marketplaces, right? And this is going to be the last call, and it's round 49, and we just spent a bunch of money. Our farming is in shambles, so I'm just going to place one farm like this, so that we mark the spot, and then I think maybe do we even go for BRFs and we just start overclocking them? I don't know, maybe that's gonna be the play actually. I wanted to go for marketplaces, but let's try the BRF approach actually. Let's just go back to the basics. So are we defending this round? We're gonna need a spike storm. That was a tier 1 getting defeated around 49, 6 times the HP, 600%. That's insane. Let me just, so all the start is off, and as soon as this round ends, you know what, I should probably just sell these guys immediately, just so we get the things going as fast as possible. I'm just sitting here and thinking, what are we doing for the tier 2? And I guess I'm gonna try the mat. So it's 600% HP. The mat by itself is not gonna win. So usually the mat just beats the tier 2 by itself. And then I also want to give it an overclock, but let's see how all of these things do. So we got 4 BRFs, all of them are overclocked. So the farming is, it's not, it's not bad, but it's really not good. So I don't know, that tier 1 was just devastating for us. So let's see. Oh my god, it has a million HP. Are you supposed to have a Paragon by this point? I don't think the mat is gonna win, right? I mean, I don't know, guys. What are the numbers that we're looking at? So what exactly are we buying here? Maybe we can afford the Dark Paragon. Let's just kind of take a look at it. So this is 53,000. All these farms, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 farms. Let's say they all sell for 20k, so that's 120. We have about 170,000. Plus, if we count the NGs, like we can probably destroy our farming, and we could probably get away with a Dark Paragon. But the question is, do we want to do that? And I think the answer is yes, because this guy is just not gonna beat it by himself. So we're just gonna have to buy. We're probably gonna have to buy the Dark Paragon and just sell it eventually, but this is absolutely insane. I have never defended the boss like this ever. Let's try and keep all 3 of these NGs, because we're gonna need them for overclocking. Is that gonna be like a realistic thing? Probably not. Let me just sell one of these guys to just get it over with. This hurts so much. But let's get a degree 1 Dark Paragon, and the boss, by the way, fully healed, which I don't think you've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that as well, but the boss fully healed. And let me just try and get at least some farming going. This is absolutely wild. I have not seen this. So you're essentially, this boss, essentially, you're defending the next tier, like a tier before, right? So you're defending tier 2 at tier 1. You're defending tier 3 at tier 2. So I guess at tier 5, we're going to have a brand new tier, which we can call tier 6 boss or something like that. This is going to be insane. Alright, so the Dark Paragon seems to be doing its thing. We wasted a lot of time, so maybe, do we want to go back and kind of do the same thing a little bit earlier, or I don't know, because it's round 70 and our farming is very bad. Okay, so what I did is I actually did the exact same thing. So I sold all my farms and everything that I had, but I just bought the Dark. I essentially did everything a little bit earlier because this round 65, and if you guys remember in the previous round, we were about to defeat the boss in round 70. So that's going to give us an extra couple of rounds to farm, and I really wanted to get the farming going a little bit earlier. So that's why I hit the restart from round 60. So we spent a little bit of monkey money, but I think that this is all going to work out in the long run. So as soon as this round ends, we have absolutely nothing, guys, on the screen. We have nothing to defend, nothing to farm, but let's see if we can pull this one through. So we have $125,000, and this is going to be everything that's going to help us hopefully defeat, you know, this tier 6 Lich or whatever it's going to be at the end. Alright, tier 3 is about to appear, and so here is the plan. I want to do a little bit of a test. I want to see how much we can get with the Dart Paragon out of this thing, because the Dart is the cheapest, and if we can get the win onto this thing, then it's probably going to help us stabilize the economy in the long run. So let's just see what we can do. I'm going to hit start on this thing. Let's just slow things down. But let me see. I think we're going to need to sell some farms. So let's get the crossbow. That was the last one, and I saved like this little spot here for the Apex Plasma Master. Let's sell. Let's disconnect all of these thick bots because they are going to keep healing Lich. So let's make sure we don't have anything healing him. And I think I disconnected all of them. So yeah, this is going to be it. I mean, I guess I can give it like 20k or something like that. So let's just put all this money. And what's the degree that we're going to get? It is a 25. Okay, so this is the most important question, I feel like. If we can manage to do this thing with a degree 25 Dark Paragon, then we're probably going to be able to stabilize, and that's the only thing that I'm going to say. I'm not saying that we're going to win this thing, but if we can stabilize the economy a little bit, that's going to be enormous in the long run. So let me just keep farming while this is ongoing. I'm just going to keep placing a bunch of 420 farms, and I kind of noticed that maybe here, can you guys see it because the projectiles are kind of bouncing, but here maybe we can get like a couple of druids as well. I don't know, guys. I'm trying to farm as much money as possible with this thing, and so far so good. Can I say that? I mean, the Dark Paragon seems to be somewhat holding its on. It's only 25 degree. It's really not going too fast, but I guess we're not in a rush that much. It's only around 83, but I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sell the Dark Paragon as soon as possible so we get this 125,000, and then we can put it into farming as fast as possible. Let me actually tone down the projectiles a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm trying to buy some farms here on the right side and basically replicate the thing that I have on the right side onto the left side. So let's go like this. Let me buy the village, and I feel like if I buy the village correctly, then we're gonna have some space on the left side of it. There we go, just like this is gonna be the last one, the last push for the Dark Paragon, and then is all the all the start is off. So as soon as this thing pops, I'm just gonna sell it, and we're gonna go back into farming. And yeah, so let's get this thing going as soon as possible. So that's the tier 3, and right on, is that right on time? Round 90? I don't think it's on time, but let's sell this Dark Paragon. And so here's what I want to do. I think that we need to sell this one, and we need to absorb all of these farms to create a new Monkeyopolis so we can free up some space and we make that much more money. So let's start by doing that. Let's go like this, and let me see if I can find a spot. And yes, that's about it. So 7 farms absorbed into this. Not good, but not terrible as well. So this was the Banana Central. We could have made it like a little bit more, but that's completely fine. And this is about it. I got the Flying Fortress, so he starts collecting some bombs. But guys, this is it. This is the final push. So we're gonna have the tier 4, but it's actually gonna have the HP of a tier 5. And then the tier 5 is going to have the HP of whatever that monster is going to be at the end. So I don't even know what's going to be happening. Let's get the Glaive Dominance and see what's the degree that we're going to get. I think I'm going to put all the money into this thing, right? Let's see what's the degree. It's 47. I'm not sure if we're happy with 47 because this is essentially a tier 5 boss. But you know what? Let's give it a shot, and then we're going to see what happens. So oh my god, 28.8 million HP. So this thing actually has more HP than the normal tier 5. And this is only a tier 4. It's round 119, and I feel like the Boomer Paragon is not attacking. I feel like we do have the damage for this thing, by the way, guys. I feel like this is not the damage. I feel like this is gonna be a round issue. So yeah, we're gonna have to restart this and maybe just switch up the placement on the Boomerang Paragon. Honestly, I can't believe what is happening. Attempt number 4. I think this is on the tier 4. I lost so many. It was so close. It was absolutely ridiculous. But finally, we are gonna get it done. It's a super late bomb, by the way. It's around 115, and I actually lost the previous time. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show you guys that, but the last time I lost this, it had 800,000 HP, and I lost to the rounds and not the actual boss. But we are gonna get this thing. Look at this, it's so close, and this is even the tier 4. So I don't know, guys, this is just gonna be a mess on the tier 5, isn't it? But yeah, there we go, finally tier 4 popped. Hey, let's get ready for the Goliath and the tier 5, or I should actually just call it like the tier 6 elite boss or whatever it's gonna be. And this is it, guys, $3 million. I bought a bunch of these aces which we're gonna use as sacrifices, and then I'm just gonna put all the money that we have into the Goliath. That's gonna be like 2.1 million, so this better be a super high degree. So let's see what we're gonna get. It's a 61. I am not sure if this is gonna be enough. I mean, it's a good degree, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. But we do have a little bit of an ability cooldown reduction, and this is it. This is the entire setup. $24,000 remaining. That is pretty much about it. We have the damage amplifiers, we have the cripple mob, which should be strong, by the way. We have the glue, so yeah, the glue is hooked up to a tech bot, and then we have a 34 ninja. We have a degree 1 Navark, but he's here to only buff this guy, the Goliath. So I'm just gonna have the Goliath on like wing monkey, and I'm gonna have the ability like this, and good luck, guys. Let's see what we can do. So how much HP is this? 144 million HP. This has to be a mistake. I mean, they surely didn't intend to make a boss with 144 million HP. Something that is saving us at this point is the fact that the ability cooldowns have been reduced in this boss event by a little bit, so we get the Goliath ability a little bit more than usual. So I think that that's gonna be a saving grace. So as soon as we get the Goliath ability, we need to be making sure that we use it. We're gonna have a skull, by the way, so just keep moving the ability, and this is it. I feel like this Navark was a good choice because of the buff that it gives to the Goliath, and then the ninja is just the ninja that we use for the tier 4. And is this gonna happen, guys? I don't know. I'm just spamming these buttons. I'm just gonna keep microing this thing as much as possible, and if we can make this thing happen, that's gonna be, oh boy, that's gonna be like a win for the ages. And you know what they did? They actually banned the ice as well, which is like another damage amplifier. They also banned the super monkey, so you cannot have a VTSG. And I mean, this is just this is just so much HP. 144 million. I've never seen this. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, so it's about halfway there. Let's just keep moving the ability, and the boss is about halfway there actually. So if we don't lose to the rounds, you know what, we actually might have the damage for this thing. If we don't lose to the round, these abilities, it's a degree 61 ace is currently bombarding the Lich, and the Lich doesn't even seem to care, and that's the strongest ability that you can drop in BT6. So I don't know, this is gonna be like 3 more skulls remaining. Let me just keep microing the ability. I feel like microing the ability is the most important part. You want to get as much damage as many of these bombs as possible onto the boss. So let's just keep using this thing. 2 skulls remaining, round 129. Oh my god, we actually have this thing. Is this gonna be happening? Let's get the ability like this. 1 more skull remaining. It's actually kind of 2 skulls remaining. What are we getting, guys? Am I just buying some cope towers, or is there gonna be nope? I don't think there's gonna be a point. Let's just run it out like this. Let's see if we can make this thing happen. So 1 more skull left. There's gonna be 1 more Lich Soul, and if we beat the Lich Soul, it's just gonna be straight up doing damage. So we use the ability. Let me just kind of move the ability like this, so we get the most out of this thing. I think the Lich Soul actually benefits from the 600% HP as well, but don't quote me on that one. And this is the last push, guys. Do we have this thing? I feel like we do. Yes, we do. We're actually going to beat the 144. This is the tier 6, by the way. 144 million in total. We just went through like easily I don't know how much is like 170 180 million HP. We actually legitimately beat this thing. It was, oh my god, what a run it was. We destroyed our farming so many times. We bought like a Paragon for the tier 2, and it was just so many attempts, and I feel like this should be a tier 5 insta. Actually, it's a tier 4, but it should be a tier 5 because of how much effort it takes. But oh my god, let me just check the pops on this thing. 116 million this thing carried. The Goliath absolutely carried. So degree 61 is enough, it seems like, but I feel like this was the MVP. The Navark giving the attack speed buff to this guy, and yeah, the ninja just as usual being a good sport and helping with the damage. But oh my god, what a run this was, and it was really a tough boss. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this thing, and I really hope that you guys beat it as well. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.